Okay, so right here I have a little shot glass. It's actually a Coca-Cola glass of MSM and vitamin C powder, and I'll show you those two products. Here we have Doctor's Best Opti MSM MSM powder, and we have the buffered C complex powder from Now Foods. And I got 2,000 milligrams of MSM in here and 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C in here. So I'm just going to drink this. It's very bitter. Ugh. So it's not really the best tasting, but MSM is great for building up connective tissue, fast-growing hair, healthy skin, nails. Methylcephalomethane is the proper name for it, and it's severely lacking, I believe, in the American diet, simply because most people are consuming many processed foods, and MSM is found in natural foods like cucumbers, milk if it's raw, but because of the pasteurization process it destroys this MSM, so we're not getting the sulfur in that. So it's just this overconsumption of processed, foods that we are severely lacking in this nutrient, which is very important for, again, healthy hair, skin, nails, like I've talked about millions of times here on this YouTube channel. And, so I wanted to make this video because I thought it would just be great to stress once again the importance of taking vitamin C and MSM. Even if you're eating a really superb healthy diet, it's still really great to supplement. A supplement just means in addition to an already healthy diet. And that's the way that you really should approach supplements in the first place. Some people totally rely on supplements to get all of their nutrition from, which is the wrong approach. So again, supplements are just in addition to an already healthy diet. And that's the way that you should look at supplements. And then when seeking out the supplements, do some investigation, do some research before actually purchasing the particular supplement to make sure that it's of a high quality and that you're actually getting what you pay for. Excuse me, I got something stuck in my throat. Now, with all this being said, I really wanted to talk about this idea that's been going around, it seems, on YouTube of these health gurus, particularly people that are into raw food, vegan diets, that have been claiming that we lose our hair falls out because it gets all gunked up with mucus and all of this stuff because we're eating animal food, and it just gunks up everything. And if we don't eat living foods, and we won't create living healthy cells, and so the cells will start to die because we're eating dead food. And so the theory goes that if you don't eat raw living foods, then you're going to age really quickly, and of course your hair will certainly fall out, and you won't be as attractive as you could be or should be, according to these people. And I just wanted to say that, first of all, it's not as black and white as that, as I've mentioned before on my YouTube channel. Baldness has a lot to do with not only your nutrition, but more so largely due to your genetics. And you inherit those genes from your parents. And so if your parents and your family have a great tendency to lose their hair, then the chances of you losing your hair are dramatically increased because of that inheritance, which is nothing to be ashamed about. Look at it as a badge of honor, right? You were given something that your parents had, and genetically speaking, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. You should embrace it and accept that and have confidence in yourself because you're beautiful. And this is just the outward appearance. What matters is inside here. This is what Jesus was teaching, that true beauty comes from within. God looks at the heart, not the outward appearance. And of course, I've made a video on that as well. So many times people get so focused up in this outward appearance of theirs, And I think one thing that a lot of these health gurus are doing is they're focusing so much on the physical appearance and promising people that they can have beautiful heads of hair and beautiful skin and beautiful straight teeth, and they're trying to be as beautiful and as, you know, wonderful looking as they possibly can, and people are attracted to that because of our nature, and it allows them to create very big, successful businesses in which they are generating lots and lots of money. So you got to be careful and watch out for people like that. It's not to say that you shouldn't take care of yourself, that it's wrong to not want to look attractive or any of that stuff. But remember that it's vanity, and people are out to try to grow their popularity, to grow their subscriber numbers, to make a lot more money. And when you really, if you were really to evaluate them, I think that some of these people would probably be very shallow in their own life and bankrupt, because it's not genuinely coming from their heart, but rather it's coming from this idea that their physical appearance is everything that is so important in this world. Albert Einstein, the best way to teach is by setting an example. And some people think that the only way you can set an example is if you yourself are super, super healthy looking and super, super beautiful. But that's not always the case. What really matters is the message and what is being said, if it is truthful or not. Truth should be the foundation, and that is what can make a difference in someone's life, not about how beautiful you look on the outside. But of course, you know, somebody should, if they're preaching a healthy diet and everything, you know, then they should display that in their own life. And so that is a good indicator as well, but it's not always, because you know, looks can also be deceiving, and so you just don't judge somebody based upon their looks. Now, which I've made a video about that too. As you can see, I've made a lot of videos on a lot of these topics. And they're very important, and, you know, frankly, I wish more people would watch them, because, you know, just not so many people have, and, you know, but I guess the thing that I wanted to address back again is this idea that, you know, if you don't eat raw foods, and if you're not a vegan and all this nonsense, right, that you're going to lose your hair and it's just going to fall out. But I want people to just take a step back and think about this for a minute, logically. You know, and as well as I know, that there's people that don't eat a vegan diet, that don't even eat raw foods or any of these, you know, things, and have big full heads of hair, no gray hair, nothing. So we need to be very, very careful whenever we start saying things like, well, the reason people's hair is falling out is because they're eating animal products. Really? If that was the case, then everybody that ate animal products would be bald by the time they're 20. But look, there's people in their hundreds that never go bald and ate perhaps a terrible diet, perhaps they smoked, perhaps they ate animal foods, you know. So that is not a truth claim. That's a person's opinion, and it's a presupposition or axiom, if you will, of how they view the world through their particular philosophy that they believe themselves. But that is not necessarily true. That's just what they believe and think is true. But when you actually look at the facts, when you look at and observe things in the real world, and that's what science is, observational science, things that you can observe, test, repeat. You know, you have a hypothesis. I would say that hypothesis that people are putting out there, that if you eat animal foods that your hair's going to fall out, is simply not true. And it's very easy to show that if we're speaking scientifically. So we have to be very careful then of these new age philosophies. We have to be very careful of what people are promoting and saying, because it could have a very negative impact on people. And again, people think that everything is very black and white. People, you know, ascribe to certain other people's philosophies in the past, like Arnold Ehret, mucilus diet. You know, that was his theory, and a theory doesn't mean it is true. It's just a theory. And you know, you shouldn't hold on to a theory if that theory has been proven wrong through scientific observation and research and testing. And I believe that it has been disproved. time and time again. We know a lot more now than we did back when Arnold was around. So, I guess the whole point of this video is just to, bring people back to what is real, what is truth. Be careful of these claims that people make, and understand that when people lose their hair or whatever color eyes they have or these different things, a lot of it is inheritance, genetics, and we know that through science. And so this isn't just some old theory out there, but this is actually scientifically proven. And there's genes responsible for this, for turning on and off hair follicle genes. And vitamin D now has been shown to have a part in all of this. So I guess with all this being said, I just thought that I'd make a quick video on this and realize that nutrition is important for healthy hair and skin and nails, and that is why it's important to eat healthy whole foods that our Creator God, Jesus, had put on this planet for us. So we should eat our fruits and our vegetables and our whole grains and our beans and our nuts and our seeds and our superfoods and our seaweeds and, our berries and animals that are raised humanely and are eating their natural diets of grass and insects and bugs and anything else that they find delicious. So with that being said, I hope all of you have a very wonderful day, and I hope that this video was educational. I hope you learned something from it, and I hope too that you have a good, well-trained eye, and that you use discernment and you use wisdom whenever watching anybody, and don't believe that just because somebody has thousands of subscribers that whatever they're saying is true. It says that wide is the road that leadeth unto destruction, and many there are that follow it. So be careful of false leaders, be careful of false teachers, and if there's anything that I can say with any ounce of truth would be to test everything and make sure that whatever anyone is saying, you thoroughly investigate it, you thoroughly research it out, and just don't blindly believe anything under the sun. So with that, I will see you later.